What's up YouTube, it's your boy Greezy, and today we're going to be going over how to play Cade, a guide here for you in Rainbow Six Siege. And I'm going to start on this page, this screen as well, to kind of go over his loadouts, because he does have two guns, and they're actually both fairly viable at this point. This one has gone through a couple nerfs to TCSG, it's gone through a few nerfs, so it doesn't quite hit as hard as it used to. This used to be 84 per shot, but it's at 57, so it still hits like a truck. 2 shots will kill any 3 armor, majority of the time depending on how far away they are, and you're going to down 2 armors and 3 armors a lot of the times as well. But this is a gun I love to use, especially you'll see a lot of PC players use this gun still because it does hit like a truck, very simple to use. And you do get the ACOG, so you have longer range gunfights you can take also. But this one, a gun you see a lot. I see a lot more times on console when I play with my buddies. They play this gun a lot more often. I kind of go back and forth on the guns when I play console. Even PC, I kind of go back and forth, but mainly on PC, I do run the TCSG because also I can create rotates because it does have a new way of when it does damage on a wall now. Instead of creating just a little hole like they used to for the slug shotguns, this will actually put a hole in the wall so you can create some damage and create a nice little rotate very easy. And you do get the long range shot, so it pretty much is a DMR in the form of a shotgun. Then also now they have added this season Steel Wave. He does have a second option for a sidearm. So now you're not going to be just memeing the whole time you play the game with bringing the mag. You can bring, well, a different form of the Magnum, but it is much easier to use because you don't have to worry about having the ACOG all the time. You actually can try and fight close range a little bit better. But it depends on how you want to play. Sometimes when I bring the AUG, I do bring this just so I can have a little more long gun range fights if I want to, or maybe if I can get a peek off. But now, since this has been added, I run this gun, I run the Magnum probably 90% of the time, if not 95% of the time. I'll run this instead of the ACOG'd Magnum. And this gun also does pretty good soft damage as well. They have upped how much damage it does. So it's kind of like the Deagle. You can go 4 or 5 shots into a wall and create a nice hole. So if you want to create lines of sight as well, you can do that with this gun. And then it kind of depends on how you want to play as well. I like to play the C4 a lot because my teams usually bring the barbed wire majority of the time. Or if I'm solo queuing, I like this because C4 can always help you get freebie kills or easy kills. So like say if you're underneath somewhere, you have a buck upstairs or someone calls out and they have a cam on them or they say where they're at. You can throw this up, get a nice easy kill. Or if you're trying to deny plant, which I like to, with Cade, you're anchoring a lot of the time. So I like to have the C4 to help deny plant as well if he does get that far into the round. But it really just comes down to preference for those. But I would also recommend, depending how you play, if you're on console, this probably would be the choice you take just because this gun can be a little difficult still on console unless you have pretty decent aim. But it's always nice to have just a few more bullets you're not worried about as much. Having to worry about the 1 shot reload or take 11 shots miss and have to reload the magazine. But it really depends on how your playstyle is. I still bring this on console a lot, just because I am used to having that in like in the long gun range fights. But I'll make sure we jump on the map here for you. I'll show you some ways that you can throw. Some ways you can throw the electric claws that can help you get multiple walls. How you can maybe trick something. Or just other places you want to think about when you're using Cade. And the better places to throw the electric claws when you're in. Because his gadget is the electric claw. They call it the Rotilla electric claw. It looks just like that in game. But we'll make sure we jump into the map here in a custom. And we'll go over how to play him. Alright, so here we are on the map of Consulate, and we're going to go over how to play Cade for you here. So, with Cade, you're going to be, majority of the time, an anchor for your team, is the idea with Cade. And it's kind of like you're going to be a Bandit 2.0, essentially, not necessarily a Bandit 2.0. On this map, a lot of times, you will see Cade be brought along with Bandit, but you also don't necessarily need Bandit as well. But with how Cade works is you really want to play on site because you're going to be a 3 armor, so you're not going to be able to move around a lot, not going to roam much. You'll be mainly playing on site the whole time. Depends on how you want to play him. If you want to play more aggressive with the AUG, his other gun, or if you want to have a little more long range play, have the ACOG. And I also bring this so you can create rotates as well. So a lot of times you'll see people put a wall there, and then you create a rotate right over here. And especially now since they've reworked how these shotguns do damage, you can create a rotate pretty quick with just one clip. Usually takes one clip. You could go 3, 3, 3, and then like 2 in the middle, and you're 1 in the middle. Essentially, you'd be set. But it really depends on how you want to play him. I like to bring the shotgun, especially on PCs. Even pros, they're gonna bring this because this gun, even after it's been nerfed a couple times, it still hits like a truck. But it depends on how you want to play him. But I like to bring him because you can create the rotates, as you see there. So it helps a lot. But with Cade, you definitely want to see do really well with placing the Cade charges. So you can Cade trick if you get quick enough. But if they have a Thatcher, majority of the time you're not going to be Cade tricking that often. So you're really just going to be putting up there helping to help Bandit, especially on a map like Consulate. Or you're also going to be trying to help deny hatches. So with Cades, you can throw these, and anything that lands within the area of effect when you throw it, you get that whole area. So anything that is touching inside of that is going to be electrified, like barbed wire, hatches, and walls. And you actually can do this, and it'll get 3 separate walls. So if you do it right in the middle, see these lines, or those dots? If you hit it right by those, or keep it in line with those, you'll be able to get 2, 3 walls very easily with room to spare. So you'll see a lot of people take them, they'll throw them up higher, we're in that same line, a little higher. That way it gets the 3 walls, but it's a little harder for like maybe a Twitch to come in and get it, so you can try and get the Twitch drone. Or it's harder for like a Cali, so if they have a Thatcher band, the Cali won't be able to get it as easy unless they know exactly where it is to place the Cali charge where it's supposed to go. But you also can get hatches, so as long as you get it close to that, so you could throw it literally like right here, you're going to get that hatch. And then just to make it really hard for it to be tricked, for this to go away. But you want to make sure you put it in places that's hard to get. So if you have a Thatcher band or anything, you can just put it right in the middle of the hatch, and you'll be set. But a lot of times you want to make sure you're having Cade in a place that's going to be helpful to either trick the wall, or at least make sure you're in a place if you don't need to worry about hatches. Like on this map, sometimes you don't really worry about hatches as much as in other maps. You want to be in a place that you can throw these easily and be able to help try and deny a Thermite or Habana, or even a Ace that's now in the game. And especially with Cade, it's really good to use for that, because a lot of times you'll see a Cade come up, or Ace come up, and he'll just throw all 3 of his things on the wall immediately. So if you're able to get up here and you can sit here and wait, sometimes before the round starts, I like to see, and I don't even throw a Cade at it yet, so I don't try to waste a Thatcher or a Lancer at it. And I don't get rid of one of my Cage Electric Claws. I'll sit here and wait until I hear a sound hit the wall, then I'll just throw my Cade right at the wall and try and trick the Aces. Because it takes about 5 seconds roughly for that to discharge like that to become electrified. So in that time, they'll probably get one of the Aces to go off, but otherwise, you're going to trick the rest of them. So you want to keep in mind how you're going to trick it. If you sit up against the wall too, also you can wait and hear it. Because if you hear a Habana hit the wall, so if you like ban maybe a Thermite, and no one brings Ace, they have just the Habana, you can hear it when it hits the wall. You'll hear that loud sound. Then you can throw it, or even when it starts, as soon as they start to go off, you can still throw it, and it will trick the Habana pellets, because they take a little bit longer than the Cade Claw does to actually complete their job. So the Cade will actually electrify the walls just before the Habana pellets get the chance of being able to blow a hole in the wall. But at this point, you can kind of just sit up, because as soon as you hear it hit the wall, you can throw it, because they're really loud. Habana pellets are probably one of the loudest gadgets in the game out of all the hard breachers. Like even the Maverick isn't as loud when he's hitting the wall. You'll hear the Habana pellets hit the wall, and you'll actually see, if you look closely when you're playing the game, when they hit the wall, you'll see a little like white spark come off the wall when it hits where they hit. So it gives you a visual cue and the sound cue of when the Habana pellets hit. But also you'll be able to trick them on a hatch. So say maybe you do have the wall, you're good, you have a bandit over there, a mute, and they aren't really pushing the wall. You can even trick a hatch, because once you hear like any of the Habana pellets hit it, you can just take and throw your Cade, your Electric Claw, and it'll do its job. But you want to try and put them in good advantageous positions that are going to be hard for the team to get rid of. So that's why if you put them on the hatch directly, you can do that. But a lot of times you almost want to put them out of sight, so that way they don't have like a, say they have a IQ that's looking for it. If you put it kind of in a weird spot, they may not be able to shoot it out. So you want to try and think about where it is, where it's a good spot to throw it, where it isn't a good spot to throw it. That way you can try and keep the Cade Claws to last as long as possible as well. So other maps you can kind of see, you'll like if you're on, I believe on Chalet. Yeah, on Chalet, if you go up to the garage and snowmobile and you have a Cade, you actually can go upstairs, up that main flight stairs into the fireplace, and that little bush that's on the wall, that's out the windows where people usually throw a C4 over. You can throw an electric car right there, and it'll last. Like they can't get it off with a Thatcher very often. The Thatcher can get it if they throw it in the right spot. Like if it hits the wall, it'll get it. But the Cali won't be able to get rid of it. And usually you don't really ever see IQs run on that map either, so they wouldn't even have to worry about an IQ seeing it. But it's a great spot to put, especially if you have a Thatcher ban, which is like almost an auto ban on Chalet. You can take Cade, you can go upstairs and throw it on that little bush up by the main stairs that goes up from fireplace. If you just throw it right at that, right at the plant, at the base on the floor, no one's ever really gonna go look for it, and that'll last probably the whole round. You're gonna keep the wall, unless they have like a Maverick or anything that tries to open it. But it's still really hard to Maverick open that wall. But with Cade, yeah, you definitely want to sit in sight, so you will have the rotate set up, especially like on this side. I like to set up this rotate so I have a better spot to move. But also when I'm playing to try and trick with my electric claw down here, I can also sit here and watch this staircase. So if you actually sit far enough back, you can get an angle that goes all the way up to the top of the staircase. So if I get rid of this little spot on the wall, you can see right at the top of the stairs as well. So you can have this if you want to play like Doc or Rook as well, or even Echo if he's up. But this is a good spot to play as Cade. That's where I like to play a lot, especially if I'm on my consulate. That way you can help try and stop any rush as well. So if they try to rush from Visa, you have a great line of sight to the top of Visa stairs. If you have any other maps like me to go over with Cade, how to play him, if you want maybe get a video a little bit more in depth of have someone go out there and show you how you can trick it, you can let me know down in the comments below. But this will be how you play him. If you have any sites you want me to go over, or any other maps you like to go over, maybe good Cade placements, I can go over a video of good Cade placements as well if you want me to show you some. But keep it until next time. If you have any comments down below, let me know. Like and subscribe. Keep it easy, breezy. It's your boy Greezy. I'm out.